looks like I'm streaming. I'm just going to go ahead and check on Twitch and see what's up there. Of course, it's got to do its advertisement first.
You had it labeled as Thursday on the Twitter page.
Yeah, that's what it shows up when I link it, but it's still showing up as Monday Mind Clash on like on the Twitch title.
Sweet.
For some reason, I still can't get a fucking logo to add properly on this thing. Alright, let's go advertisement. I'm gonna see if I can hear us. I wonder how Bud Light gets worked into Twitch streaming esports. Come on.
Hype everything, you know. Bud Light, you can drink it everywhere. You had it labeled as Thursday. It's pretty much water, so go nuts.
Yeah, that's what it shows up when I link it, but it's okay, beautiful, it's working. Alright, so let's kick it off dirty. This is the Monday Mind Clash with your host Kael Decadence, and I have with me Meredudd, who is here with me for episode 1. So why don't you introduce yourself again?
Yeah, like episode 1, like a month ago.
Right.
I'm Meredudd, or I fly with Shadow State in Goonswarm Alliance. Living out in Dip.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh, to be in Sov again. How it is great. And not low sec anymore.
Yeah, I bet.
I am not a fan of low sec or safeties or sec status losses. Get me out of there.
Yeah, for sure. And for myself, Kael Decadence, part of the Entropy of Annihilation in the Phoenix Company Alliance, part of the Drone Walkers umbrella. I don't know if we're coalition friends. We're in the friend zone, I guess.
Blues with benefits.
Yes, exactly. So that's a good time. We're in Tenal, still doing it up.
You getting much pushback out of there? Much competition?
To be honest, no. We have some folk coming in there every once in a while trying to, I don't want to say dislodge us, but they're being annoying nonetheless. Someone, I forgot who it was, they dropped a Citadel Fortizar last week, so it came out of reinforcement on Saturday night. Absolutely no fighting back. We just went in there, knocked it down, and had a good night.
Sweet. That's how it should go.
I mean, like, what are those things, like 70 billion for a Fortizar?
Something like that. It's quite expensive. I mean, those Astra houses are pretty cheap, but
I mean, you might as well just, like, wipe your ass with that 70 billion ISK, because that's what just happened.
didn't want that Titan anyways.
Yeah, right? I didn't want that. Yeah. So, what's been going on in New Eden?
Seems to be a lot of little skirmishes going on around the map, but
yeah, I mean, I think the biggest news, besides Goons moving down into, where you guys moving to Catch?
no, we're in Delve. We're basing on a sacked.
Yeah. So besides that, just like you said, skirmishes here and there, citadels popping up here and there, people blowing them up, because that's what you do to citadels.
Well, that or they live in space forever.
Yeah, but I don't really have any a whole lot of insight into. I don't really follow the Sov changes. Um, all I know is what I do. I get on, I mine in the morning, or I do my PI. Speaking of which, I need to do some of that, and then usually Friday, Saturday night, sometimes Sunday night, we'll do a call to arms and go on a roam, push people out that are trying to push in.
Well, I know if you're trying to follow the Sov right now, the influence map has been broken for the last couple days. It's like it showed everyone is blue. It became the white donut.
Yeah, and so apparently, part of the, if you follow Reddit, I don't, but they just posted the link to it. It said Polka, so that's us, Phoenix Company Alliance, bat phones half of Eve for Fortisar Bash or something like that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't half of Eve, but I mean, CO2 was there, Test. We had a few guys there. It was fun. It was a good time. I actually saw Lucian James was on there, Orion Sisolo, a few guys that you might know from Pondside or whatnot.
Yeah, Lucian loves to fly out to those Poco kills.
Yeah.
He'll fly halfway across the universe for those.
Yeah, he's a good dude. But it was a good time. I mean, a couple hours worth of bullshitting on comms until like, all right, let's undock and blow this thing up. 15 minutes later, all right, well, you guys have a good night.
Yep. It's nice, quick, and clean when you get it in the window.
Yeah. So, what is Goons doing right now as far as I know you can't give any like intel away, but our fleet doctrines are changing left and right. I know you guys are probably changing left and right. What's your thoughts on fleet doctrine changes?
Well, we came down and we brought most of our old doctrines that we had up in Saranin. They didn't warrant all that much changing. There's a lot of fatigue from management and players within the group towards switching doctrines so often. So, at last week's fireside, I know Mittens was talking about not changing doctrines for like 3 weeks. And to be honest, we haven't been pressured much by the locals, so it hasn't really required us to change or adapt our strategies at all at the moment.
Okay, so at least 3 weeks your goal then.
Yeah, so right now, like Proteuses, Cerberuses, Confessors, and super capital blobs.
Yeah, man, I tell you, like, we just switched again. I mean, it's all pretty much the same fleet composition as far as ship goes, but they went from shield to armor. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, all right, cool. I just got this new battleship, fit up exactly how they want it. Fleet doctrines that, like, to the T, did not have any trouble fitting it. I'm like, dope, this can be awesome. So I'm flying in there. I'm like, all right, so we're still doing the Typhoon shield fit, right? No, we're doing a Typhoon armor fit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Like, I'm flying in right now. So I was like, hey, well, you know what? Let me tell you what I got. So I looked at my asset list. I'm like, okay, I got this, this, and that. It's all shield fit. Like what's gonna be good. And whoever the FC was for drone walkers, I hate flying with them. I love it, but I hate it because they were like, oh, well, if you don't fly this ship, or that ship, you might as well just get the fuck out of here and just not even fly with us tonight. I'm like, all right, cool. Still gonna fly what I can and go fuck yourself.
Well, we got a guy who's been like bringing like Macarials and Vindicators to Proteus fleet. It's like, dude, no. You're primary, you're gonna slow us down, and you're terrible. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but I mean, especially to a Poco Bash or pause or something like that. Like, okay, just DPS. Come on, let's get real.
Oh yeah, on some of our smaller SIGs, like where there's a couple FCs that run a bunch of guys, and the format's a little bit looser. There'll be just a call for like, oh, we just need more deeps. Bring more deeps. Okay, so oracles, that's all good. Sweet.
Right. But I mean, still had a good time, even though I had a shield fit Caracal, and I think I had rapid light missile launchers on there. I don't even think I had, wasn't even fit with heavies, because I know you can fit heavies on that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rage about the Caracal and the rapid light fit.
Yeah.
The high amounts of use compared to the other T1 cruisers this week.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that on, what is that, Z-Killboard does a video, like, video spotlight on different ships. There's either that or the Drake or something. I think it was the Drake. They're talking about never use rapid lights on a Drake.
Yeah, I love those videos.
Yeah.
They are just amazing.
Yeah, actually.
But yeah, there was a Reddit thread on the stats of it today, I think, or yesterday. Pretty much showed relative use of Caracals was like 250% above the average, and like the Stabber, for example, was 50% below the average.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably got 5 or 6 fitted up Caracals, all the same fit, and I use those. They're just like all over the place, just in case I gotta jump somewhere, and there it is. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little fleet doctrine ship. Like, they're really good. They got really good application from a distance. Missiles track well. They got long range. You can kite with them. They're shield fit, so they nano up and they do lots of DPS. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. So we'll just start rolling into our subjects. See what I got here on the show notes. I want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is updates for, what is it, YC 118.8, I believe. There's a couple changes on there. I don't know if you've seen those yet.
I've read about them, yes.
Alright, so for those of you not in the know, we have tomorrow up in the chute, contracts are going to be available on all Citadels. I kind of thought they already were, but I guess not. So contracts available on Citadels, which will be nice.
Yeah, that's an important change as far as I heard. I was listening to Neocom.
Yep.
And they were ranting about how that really enables the market for Fortizars to really become a full functioning Death Star,
Yeah, for some reason I thought contracts were already available in all the Citadels, but I guess not.
No, that was a real lacking feature, because you couldn't. So many alliances, I don't know if it's in Drone Walkers, but like people list fully fit ships with all the modules and everything fit for the doctrines, so you can just buy your ship off contract and just jump into the fleet, make it as easy as possible to join fleets, right?
Yeah.
And you can't do that from a Fortizar right now or an Astra House. So
okay, so it's only for a Keep Star.
None of them, right?
Oh,
well, not many people have Keep Stars, so I just didn't even reference it. But
I don't know. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's good. I mean, yeah, because that was kind of what the problem we were running into on Saturday night. It was that nobody had contracts out for any ships, like not even, well, they had a few fitted ships, but not for the new doctrine. So it kind of sucked that we didn't have access to that. So I guess that would make a difference.
Yeah, that's a cardinal sin. If you're an FC and you call for a doctrine that's pretty new, check contracts first and make sure that half your fleet could fill those contracts.
Yeah, like literally all the ships they had were the prior doctrine that had the shield fit, and I'm like, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that is a recipe for a mixed fleet of terrible fits and a whole lot of hilarious kill wells.
Yeah, I wish I could link the that Reddit article, but unfortunately, the Reddit, I just said the Reddit is down apparently right now. So yeah, that's what they called us. They said it was a kitchen sink fleet, but I mean, hey, I didn't see anybody showing up to stop us.
Is Reddit going down, meaning the internet is like curing itself? Or?
Yeah, so either the internet is dying or it's curing itself.
So yeah, that's a huge change. Contracts and Citadels. We'll see it impact a lot of the ecosystem.
Oh yeah. And then Other than that, they have updates to visual damage systems. It said something about like even if you don't have a target locked, you'll still be able to actually, visually see the ship taking damage in certain ways. So I guess if you have it zoomed in that close and you're paying attention, you'll be able to see, I guess, like shield damage and hull damage and armor damage.
Yeah, those shiny new effects of like the sphere getting hit from different sides from all
Yeah.
like different laser missile impacts.
Yeah, like honestly, that's all cool and all, but I rarely have my ship zoomed in that close where I can actually see anything of value.
Yeah, and I agree. Like in a big fleet brawl, that you're for sure not going to zoom in. Like that's a recipe to crash a computer. But if you're
Yeah.
like flying solo, small gang, you
Oh
can
yeah.
definitely see some of those cool
Oh
effects.
yeah. Yeah. I think the only time I'm actually zoomed in is when I'm trying to record shots of citadels being blown up because that's awesome. And then they have more visual updates. The physically based rendering for space assets. So I'm guessing the Pocos, the mobile tractor units, stuff like that.
Yeah, micro jump drives.
Yeah, micro jump
the-
drives, which that's cool. I mean, make it look better. Nothing to complain on that.
I think I heard that it's the last checkbox on their things that required the level 5 shaders.
Yes and no, because I do know that in September, I believe, or maybe it's sometime later this year, they're going to do the updates on all the mining vessels. So all the mining vessels are going to have visual updates. So I don't know if that's just the rendering or if that's just a visual thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. They're gonna add all those new skins and new visual effects and
Yeah,
moving parts.
yeah. I do love. I wish there was skins for the mining vessels. Like give me some cool flames on the side of my retriever or something.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, one of the other visual damage upgrades that they're doing is they're adding a different hull repair effect.
Yeah, something about like a honeycomb, something other.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the internal like structure, like if there were bulkheads or like support beams, were all being repaired by a glowing drifting wave.
Yeah, I wish it was like enough detail. Like when you come in from a roam and you're sitting there on like 10% hull and you're shit's just trailing fire. If you could actually like see chunks of the ship, like just off, like whole chunks of the ship, and you can see like interior, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've been there. I've been there a few times where I'm like, holy crap! I can't believe this thing held together.
Yeah, it's those when the whole bar's filled and you're like, how is my ship holding together?
Yeah, right. It's spaceship magic, I guess.
Nanobots everywhere.
Let's see, and then we have cloud performance improvements. So that's not that's not in the cloud. That's actually the like nebula clouds. I guess it'll be prettier or something.
I can't store my ships in the cloud.
Yeah, I guess not. Let me check it out here. I guess it'll just look better with the DirectX 11 client. So cool for Windows users, not cool for Wine Mac users or Linux users, but clouds will look better. Yay, clouds.
These sound like 3 updates that tell me get another computer.
Oh, are you on a Mac right now?
No, I'm on a PC. It's just it's quite old. Needs an update.
Yeah, I got lucky. My wife was nice enough to let me upgrade once we got back stateside, and I ordered all my stuff on Newegg, so I got a fancy new computer, which I'm sure by now is relatively out of date. It's only 9 months old, but I'm sure it's out of date.
You crack the seal on the box, it's out of date.
It's done. Actually, I found out public service announcement. If you have a NVIDIA GeForce, oh god, I think it's a 980 maybe or something. Newegg said they have a recall, not a recall, but you're gonna get $30 back each card that you purchased, because I guess Nvidia lied and said you get 4 gigabytes of RAM when it's actually only like 3.8. Woo!
Sounds like a really exciting class action lawsuit.
Yeah, so they're literally going to give you the 12% loss of memory, that percentage back in the manufactured price, so $30 each. Yes.
Gotta love false advertising.
Yeah, so there's $60 my way. Ha! Gotcha, Nvidia.
That's 60 more bucks to your next Nvidia card.
Right. Let's see, and then I think finally for updates tomorrow, cargo and fleet hold feedback. So now when you're, I guess when you're flying out and about and you hover over your little cargo icon there at the bottom, it's going to give you information about the particular cargo hold that you have selected as active.
Now this is going to help you a lot for mining, isn't it?
I mean, not really. The way I have things set up when I mine is I just open up cargo and I drag the ore box and I put it down in the corner real small, so that way I just kind of have it sitting there in the back of my mind. But I mean, I guess it would help for, I don't know. I don't even know. I honestly don't even
PI?
know. Maybe. I mean, but that's what I would do also. I just drag my PI box over to the side and have it ready if I'm doing a PI run. So I don't know, it might be cool. I don't really know what it's going to do besides just say what percentage is available. I mean,
yeah, I mean, small tweaks. People must have asked for it if they're going to implement it.
Yeah, all those small things.
I'm surprised there's no balance in this patch.
You know what? I'm surprised, or rather not surprised, I should say. I know, I remember beyond a shadow of a doubt that last year at Vegas, they had highlighted their ghost fitting tool. I'm still waiting for that one.
Yeah, that was a really exciting tool. I remember that talk, and it was really exciting because I'm not a PIFA or PFIT or any of those external fitting tools wizard, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
so I was really hoping to like fit things up in my fitting browser instead of having to buy the module, try to fit it, get annoyed, sell it back, you know.
Yeah, I mean, as great as PIFA is, or I don't even know what other one. I use one on my phone called Eve, and like Eve Android or something like that. I mean, as great as those are, they're not really always up to date, especially ones on the phone. They're not up to date, period. Fact. But it'd be nice, you know, have it in Eve. You can see, you know, what the price is locally. I mean, shit, you can say you can get this module here, this module there. I mean, there's so much you can do with it. Export to a shopping list. I don't know. But that'd be nice.
Yeah, I know there's cool tools you can do with, like, you can save your fit and then put it into the game, and then you can obviously use buy all and multi-fit to fit up multiples of those ships.
Yeah, I think you can do that with PIFA. I actually have it open, but I don't see anything like that.
I let other people make fits for me.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the updates. I would like you said, I wish there was more. You'd think they'd be doing some sort of rebalancing. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get rebalanced, but who knows?
Just minor tweaks. I mean, they minor tweaked the Ishtar for months before it became kind of balanced and fit back into the meta.
Yeah, I'm still salty about that.
Well, I enjoyed that meta for a while,
right?
But I mean, it needed to get changed. It was so dominant. But like Swiftpulls, Caracals,
oh yeah,
T3s.
Are ridiculous. Like I've gotten just straight insta locked by Swipple and blinked off the field before I knew what the fuck happened.
I mean, I like flying them, but it is yeah, they are overpowered.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully soon.
Excuse me, please.
I don't think they really even have any scheduled updates. I mean, everything else from this point on looks like here's some ideas that we're thinking about and what we've been talking about, but I don't think there's actual any timeline of what's to come, really. It's all vague right now.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I feel like there's a little bit of a lacking on the roadmap of what's coming down the pipe for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I think they're playing on kind of cautious right now at CCP, just based on like, they kind of put that timeline out there. They put the roadmap last year at Vegas, and then again at FanFest, and they're just like, they couldn't keep up with that promise almost. So they're like, you know what, we're just kind of like gonna tone it down, and we're gonna do little things.
Like for updates in fall, it's the industrial arrays,
Yep.
fleet boosts, capital balance on the Rorqual, and the mining barge overhauls.
Yeah, and like after that, it's kind of vague.
Social events.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's not really. I wouldn't really call that an update, but thanks, CCP. We could all get a little social.
I mean, I've almost convinced my wife to let me go to Vegas again.
Yeah, so hopefully I purchased tickets with early bird pricing, so I got those right out the gate. Got the early bird pricing, staying at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. Let's see, we did I don't know if they did the pub crawl pricing. I just know I got the best whatever tickets they were for early bird, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I may or may not be deploying to Afghanistan again. We'll see.
Kind of has your stuff.
I mean, if I end up having to go, I'm gonna have to either do one of two options: either see if CCP will, give me a refund, or I'll have to see if I can sell them to somebody for the awesome price that I got them for. Since it was the early bird, so it'll be quite a discount still.
You can mark it up.
I mean, you get the bro discount,
Yeah, I'm almost convinced her. She was being stingy about it.
Yeah, I think the fact that while living in Germany the past 3 years, I never got a chance to go to FanFest, even though it's like right there. Even though I kept like giving my wife that look, like, it's only right there. It's just Iceland. So I think I kind of deserve this one.
Well, here's hoping, man.
Yeah, we'll just see. There's a lot going on as far as that topic is concerned, and I've discussed that so much over the past few weeks with different people. So hopefully, with all the stuff I've been trying to do, it's not that I'm trying to get out of deployment, but my wife legitimately is going to have a pacemaker installed in like September to November timeframe. So I probably need to be here for that.
Yeah, that's a good excuse there.
Yeah, but what do I know? Go Army. Be all you can be. But anywho, moving quite along. As I like to do, I like to talk about newbie things, noob friendly, new bro, whatever you want to call it, new bro, new gal stuff. So what I wanted to talk about this week, because I noticed when we were doing our roams over the weekend, we had a few new bros with us that were actually flying along with salvaging ships. There was a couple Noctises out there. So I know I used a Noctis when I first started out because I thought it was the coolest thing in the world to have. Like, it's a very like Firefly looking ship. It's a very sci-fi hull. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the Noctis and salvaging.
Yeah, it was definitely the bomb when it came out.
Yeah, let me pull it up on the window here. So, for those of you
kind of goes along with a
yeah.
Kind of goes along with a back in the day story. Like, back in my day, we didn't have mobile tractor units.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the Twitch stream right now, you can see the Noctis. It's a very, I mean, it looks very sci-fi-ish. You know, it's got, yeah, I think it almost looks like just like Serenity, almost.
Yeah, totally.
But it's a pretty cool ship. So the cool thing about salvaging, I looked up all the stats on it. While the Noctis might be kind of pricey, it's sitting around like 70 million for the hull, and then getting all Tech 1 salvagers, the tractor beams, you know, putting some shields, extenders on it, and cargo hold optimizations for the lows and for the rigs. I mean, you're still sitting at about, you know, 80 and a half, maybe 90 million, depending on where you buy it. So it might be a little pricey, but I mean, if you've been doing some of those, you know, level 2, level 3 missions, or shoot, even if you're joining a corporation, you might be able to talk them into like, hey man, you know, can you hook me up with 80 mils so I can get this little ship? And you know, you never know, you might get it. So as far as the Noctis goes, super easy train. You can get into the ship with Tech 1 everything on it in less than 2 days. So, and if you want to get Tech 2 on it, yeah, you're looking at probably like 15 to 20 days, depending on how you're mapped.
But totally not necessary.
But yeah, absolutely not necessary. Just Tech 1 for tractor and salvagers, you'll be fine. So why is salvaging cool? So I think salvaging is a good thing, especially for new bros, because you know, say if you're even in a destroyer or something that has like 6 to 8 high slots, so you can fit 3 to 4 each of the salvager and tractor beams in there. Granted, the cargo hold might not be a lot. You can throw maybe some few expanders on there. You might be sitting at anywhere from like 500 M3 to a little over 1,000, which might be good enough for, you know, a roam. So you're going along, hanging back a few jumps, let the guys get their kills, and then you just roll up behind them and salvage. I think that's a pretty common practice. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's definitely for nullsec groups. We always push newbies to come out to the anomalies that we clear and to salvage after us, because there's usually about 3 to 8 mil of loot in there, and for a newbie, that's a lot of ISK.
Yeah, I mean, for guys that have been flying around for a while, like I'm not picking up salvage. I don't got time for that. But you know, for a new bro who's like, oh, I don't know how to make money, and you know, how am I gonna get these cool ships that you guys have, and how am I gonna get these skill books? Well, right there. I mean, just follow behind, salvage up, man.
Now, one thing I didn't know about salvaging when I joined the game, mind you, it was a long time ago, was I came from like a World of Warcraft mentality that, you know, you kill something, you loot its body, and then you wander away and it'll despawn. I didn't even realize that there was salvage inside ships, and like you could further break down the ship, and then those components were used for other parts of the industry game.
Yeah, I don't even know when it was that I discovered that, but I think same as you. Like I just thought, you know, kill a red box, open the cargo hold, take the stuff out, and warp away. But yeah, you know, just in fact, I have no idea how I even figured that out, because you and I both know the tutorial system probably doesn't have anything like that in there.
I don't know if it does anymore. It definitely didn't.
Yeah, I don't know how I discovered that. I think maybe somebody told me that or something, and just I was like, holy shit, you can actually salvage this stuff and get some minerals out of it, or you know, some parts.
Under the opportunity for loot the spoils, it just says loot the wrecks, nothing about salvaging.
I'm not at all surprised. But that's why we have us. So for those that you didn't know, you can salvage the wrecks after you loot them and get more stuffs.
And salvage right now is moving up in price because of the high demand of salvage for all the rigs that go on to these Astra houses and Forzars that people have been blowing up. They take a lot of materials.
Yep. And then, like I said, if you can't afford the Noctis, you can even do it in a destroyer. So I'm just gonna pull up Pythor real quick in this window so you guys can see it. So not sure how well Pythor shows up in here, but if you look at it, let me see. So I got a Noctis here. Like I said earlier, ship is 77 million. I don't know where that pulls at. Maybe it's an average price. And then fittings worth of 10 million. So I've got 4 salvagers, 4 tractor beams, a large regolith shield extender, adaptive invuln field, 3 cargo hold expanders, and 3 cargo hold optimization. So you're looking at almost 4,000 M3 of cargo space, which is pretty decent. But shield is pretty good. But let me show you, got a destroyer set up as well. So I've got an algo set up as a salvager. I've got 3 and 3 for the tractor beams and salvagers. I haven't really fit this totally up as far as shields yet, but you can actually put a drone damage amplifier on it, 2 cargo hold expanders, and 3 small cargo hold optimization. So not a whole lot of cargo room. You're looking at less than 1,000. If you take that DDA out, it might be at about 1,000, but the reason I put that in there is you can put drones in there. So if you have drones in there, at least you have some sort of protection. If you're out and about running alone, I don't know why you would be, but there's that option, and that's going to run you less than 10 million ISK.
The advantage to the Noctis is its intrinsic bonuses there that give you the increased range on the tractor beam, so you can pull from much farther away on the grid, and then the reduction in the tractor beam duration and the salvager duration, so you can get your stuff done faster.
Yeah.
All of that increases your profitability.
Yeah, and then again with that's all going to increase with the skills, and I mean, if you don't have good targeting skills, you're not going to be able to target that far out anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's either way, if you're looking for a quick down and dirty salvaging fit, go with the destroyer, because it typically has 6 to 8 high slots on there. Decent enough tank if you need a tank, because you're probably just going to be traveling behind your buddies. So get some sort of cheap fit and or cheap ship and fit it up with a few salvagers and tractor beams and call it good until you can save up enough. And then another option is like you'd mentioned, the mobile tractor unit. So if you're in a battleship, battle cruiser, put an MTU in your cargo hold, jump out to a site, throw the MTU out there, and as you're shooting wrecks off the field, the tractor beam is going to start picking those up automatically and salvaging for you. But what are those going for right now? Let me check.
It's like 6 mil, 6.5. Unless you want to get the fancier ones, which I think go for like 20 and a lot.
Oh yeah, 10 million is not bad for that. So yeah, I mean, if you already have a ship that you want to use, maybe put an MTU on there. But the whole cargo hold, the volume of your cargo hold might put you at a disadvantage depending on what you have.
The MTUs are nice because they're reusable.
Yep.
You can just pull the select items that are like the best value out of the MTU and then put them into your cargo hold, and then just leave the junk that's estimated value garbage, and you just leave that in space and take the good stuff and then take your MTU and move on to the next site.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, do you have any other options as far as that goes?
Well, there's the AFK version of salvaging, which is salvage drones.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes depends on what ship I'm flying. I might just throw some salvage drones out there and let them do their thing.
The thing about salvage drones is like you can't separate them out individually and make them go take individual targets. They'll all work as a group, or you have to like manually target them all to each of their targets, and they have a very, very poor chance of returning with the loot.
Yeah.
I used to run back when I carrier ratted with drones. I used to rat with all of my damage dealers and then one salvage drone. So my one salvage drone would always be working. But yeah, definitely pick up salvaging if you want to add some money to your mission running. Bookmark your site, come back after you complete. Bookmark your friends' sites who are running anomalies and then come back to them later. You could even scan down mission runners of level 4s and go into their sites, bookmark the entrance, and then wait till they're done, then go in and loot their loot.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Speaking of that, something I did for a while, once I figured out that I can do it, is it might sound kind of like a cheap shot, but hey, it is what it is, and they're newbies, is if you get some combat probes out and you go to like some starter systems or some level 1 mission systems, throw your combat probes out there, look for drones, and pick up people's lost drones. I tell you, like one night I found what are those special edition, the
Geckos.
I picked up like 5 geckos one night, just going around picking up drones. I mean, that shit ain't cheap.
Damn.
That shit ain't cheap.
Those are like 70 million each.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been there where I've had to just jump out real quick and say I can't finish this mission, and I've got, oh crap, I forgot my drones, and then by that time I'm like, screw it, just drones. But I mean, after a while it adds up. So I spent a night or two just going out picking up drones.
Geckos are not just drones. Geckos are pretty much a whole ship.
Yeah,
go back
fighters.
for those geckos.
Yeah, I think they're still sitting at 100 million per gecko.
I think I saw them 60, maybe 70. They spawned a couple new ones as part of that. One of the last events.
Yeah, I actually picked one up a few weeks back. I just was randomly flying somewhere and we're just sitting at a gate, and I just kind of like looking at it like, is this a trap? But I'm like, nope, let me pick that thing up real quick, warp out.
Oh, this is one thing that is changing tomorrow, which isn't really announced anywhere, but tomorrow's the last day of the Shadow of the Serpent.
Yes, which I did a few of that. I'm pretty sure you probably did too, but nowhere near the level that some people have done it.
No, I was away on holidays in Europe, so I wasn't playing Eve, but when I came back, I started grinding it out hard on my alt, and I only got to the 1500. I got my copper, and then I just petered out.
Yeah, I was actually doing a lot of that on one of my alts that I have in high sec, 'cause I figured, it's might as well. There was a ton. I mean, you just go anywhere, everywhere. You'll find one of these sites somewhere. If you just take a few jumps here or there, you're gonna find one. But what pissed me off is that, like, so I'd go into one and start clearing out all the rats left and right. Like, I'm just clearing them, and I'm like, there was one instance where I was like, oh crap, I'm running out of missiles. So I'm like, oh, let me just dock up real quick, grab some missiles, come back out, finish up the next wave, call it good. So I did that, came back, and there was another dude. There was only like 3 people in local, so I was like, whatever, they're probably not even doing the same site. So I cleared that entire site out by myself, went out, grabbed some more missiles, come back in. I see that dude burning off from that little, the cargo thing with my loot, and I'm like, bruh, are you for real right now?
Yeah, I was running them with my drone boat and just AFKing quite a lot. And when I was in high sec, that people would just come in and start contributing, but would always just kind of go hard just to go loot the can, and they wouldn't like take turns. You'd see the same guys at the same sites.
Yeah, exactly. I seen that so many times where I just got tired of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting anything out of this besides the I think you're getting ISK for every like 5 sites completed or something.
No, you get the rat bounties, and then you get the points for
Right.
the every 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I wasn't getting anything of particular value. I probably ran 2 or 3 dozen of those sites, and I never once got the loot. So I was like, you know what, fuck this.
You know, one thing I was feeling as I did those missions, like I enjoyed that there was a variety of sites. I enjoyed that there was a little bit of challenge. I found it interesting that it wanted you to go kill drifters, and I found it interesting that it made you chase down those roaming rats. But I found like if you went too many systems, especially in high-sec, and they were all cleared out, and all you were finding was Serpentis research and whatever the main one it was, you'd see a million of those sites, and it just turned into that site over and over again.
Yeah.
And you couldn't choose to go do any of the other sites and take some like reduced reward or a per ship reward that would have still motivated you to continue with the content, but maybe not at as high of a reward as the missions were allocating you to or pushing you to do.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as missions go, I mean they weren't like your standard like go out to this system, kill this pirate, bring this thing back. Here's your ISK. You know, so it was nice to see it change, and hopefully, CC please do more of these type of things.
No, I really like the way they're going. Like I enjoyed the other 2 events. I did a lot of those sites.
Yeah, like the Barista one and the Blood Harvest. I did those left and right.
Yeah, I enjoyed both of those. Even though they were simple, I did a lot of those sites, and I enjoyed getting the rare drop loots. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, well, you hear it from a lot of like FC or high-end PvP types on podcasts, but people are starting to come around that they see that like PvE is important to EVE, and keeping PvE interesting and dynamic will keep people interested in those in-between periods between the big fights and the big wars and the big content.
Yeah, I think a lot, up until recently, like you said, a lot of people they really pay attention to that crowd, but you got to consider that is the majority of EVE Online.
Oh, by and large, yeah, it's definitely the majority.
Yeah, so I mean, you might want to take note of that when you're creating, new updates or thinking about what do we got to do to bring more people in or whatnot. Like, hey, talk to the people that are your vast majority, not so much the vocal minority.
And I think putting it right in the launcher, putting it right on your HUD, on your overview, making it obvious, making it in every system, it keeps those players who are, maybe they read the patch notes occasionally, but definitely they're going to be logging in every couple of days to play their game, but may not be following podcasts or Twitter or any of the meta news sites. They're really going to get caught, hooked, and brought in by that right in the game experience, right?
Yeah, I think that was kind of a mistake with the Blood Harvest and the Garistas event and any of those other things that they've done. Is like, it's unless you're going to eveonline.com or unless you're listening to the podcast or whatnot, you probably wouldn't know. You'd have no ideas. But now, not only is it on the launcher, but as soon as you get logged in and you're on the character selection screen, bam, right there on the right hand side of the screen, you're looking at all the different tasks that you can complete for that day. I mean, it's in your face.
Yeah, you can't miss it. And I mean, that's the way to connect with every player instead of just select players.
For sure. But let's see. Other than that, I think that's almost going to round it up. I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm trying to get caught up on what's that show, Stranger Things. Oh my god, that show's so good.
I haven't started it yet. Heard a lot of good hype.
Dude, it's so good. Like we literally started watching it, my wife and I, on Friday night, and we've been watching like 2 or 3 episodes a day. Last night it was just getting so good. I think we're like 7 or 8 episodes in, and I looked at the clock and it was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, shit, do I want to watch another one and stay up till midnight, or do I gotta go to bed? So I want to try and catch a few more episodes because man, it's an excellent show. But so before we do that, just real quick, I want to go into newbie friendly roams and stuff. So if you're not familiar with Eve University, that's a good group to get involved with, from the veteran player to down to the newest newbie. You might find something of interest in there. So let me pull up their class schedule. Today, in fact, in an hour from now, so if you're watching live or whatever, in about an hour, they're going to have game mechanics. I've actually attended one of those with Seamus Donahue. He's one of the professors there. Really good. Just talks about anything and everything. If you have a question like, well, what does this do, or why do I need this, or whatever, he'll answer that. And then tomorrow night, well, it's 19:30 Eve time. I wish they would put, well, I guess you can just translate it to your time, but 19:30 Eve, they're going to have a thing with their wormhole campus. So if you want to learn about wormholes, go out there. They'll teach you how to live and die inside of a wormhole. And then this Friday, 1900, Intro to Mining. So if you have never heard of mining before and you play EVE Online, this might be good for you. Let's see, that was Friday. Okay,
Where the rocks at?
Yeah, so then still later on Friday at 2100, they're going to talk about different kinds of ships, just why you might need what ship this is, and if the FC calls out this, what is that? And then finally wrapping it up on Friday night, they're going to have PvP dynamics, followed by a roam, Noobs on Patrol. So I know that's always pretty fun. I've fun with them, even as a veteran player. It's fun because you can actually help out by being logistics or being an assistant with the FC and just lending some experience. And then later on this week on Sunday, they're gonna have another game mechanics class. So that's it for Eve University. I recommend, if you're a new player and you're looking for learning some skills, but you're not sure if you want to be in Pandemic Horde, or what's the Goon one?
Karma Fleet.
Karma Fleet. Like if you're not sure yet, like I don't know if I want to fly with these guys because they sound like a bunch of nerds, then do Eve University. It's a really low key, friendly environment. You can learn some stuff, and you don't have to worry about being at war with anybody. Because I think, yeah, they do get war decked, but relatively Eve University is pretty safe.
And as far as I know, you don't have to be aligned with them or anything. You just coordinate with their events, right?
Yeah, just to be, you don't have to actually join the actual corporation. If you just want to go to the class and maybe just go on a roam, you're like, hey, I'm new, and they see like, okay, obviously you're only a few months old. You get on their TeamSpeak server and join up with them. It's NPSI, so it's fun for all.
This game is challenging.
Yeah, actually
don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, I use Eve University's wiki all the time for looking at fits or trying to understand different ships, or they've got a lot of tutorials on how to do PI, what's the best way to what skills you need to build ships or whatever. They got a lot of good info, and you can download all their classes and whatnot. So definitely recommend them. Besides that, you got Spectre Fleet, Agony Unleashed does NPSI roams, and Redemption roams. All very good groups. I know Agony, I think it's Agony. No, it's Redemption roams does the Sunday Sinners with Grey Gal. So for those of you who don't know, Grey Gal, she's a really cool chick. She's a really great FC. I've flown with her countless times. So if you want to have a good not purple shoot it roam and you're just trying to learn PvP, link up with those. And you can actually, as far as mailing list, if you go into your little mail window, I'll demonstrate in your mail settings, and you look at, is that what it is? Oh no, excuse me, add mailing list. So if you add mailing list, if you go to classes.e-uni, that's how you get the Eve University classes. Redemption space Rome's is a good one. And I'm sure there's one for Spectre Fleets and Agony, or you can just Google it, Spectre Fleet, and that's Spectre, for those of you who don't know how to spell English. But yeah.
English is hard.
Yeah, English is hard. But yeah, I'd recommend just do it. Just get an MPSI fleet, and what have you got to lose? A lot of these places have free ship fits. So if you're like, hey, I'm only a month old, I can't really afford anything, hey, guess what? They got free ships for you. So, do you know of any others besides that?
Oh, there's just like the kind of regular good old newbie corps. I think Brave is still a thing. They still got a pretty good structure involved in training up new players.
Yes, they are. So, and you got the Brave newbies, like you said, Karma Fleet, Pandemic Horde. There's all kind of like newbie-centric instruction corps, I guess you call them.
Yeah, heck, just start your own corp. Invite some people who look like they don't know what they're doing either. Try to figure this game out.
That's what we're all doing, right? Just roaming around, have no clue what we're doing.
Don't sit in the NPC corp and expect that to be the end game.
Yeah, it just blows my mind sometimes when I see kill mails for people in like Aliastra and all those newbie corps, NPC corps. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Those are just PL supers dropping corp before they die.
All right. Quick, I'm out. But other than that, you got any last thoughts or anything?
I'd like to apologize to the Delve residents. We're going to continue helicopter dicking until you all leave.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. You're like, all right, we own this shit now, get out. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Sorry.
Yeah, I was listening to Clueless Space Nerds, their last episode. They're talking about like, yeah, we just got our space taken by the goons. Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw their Ford or their Astra House up in one of our systems.
Yeah.
And the guy who does the Zed kill guides, he's out here in Delve too. The Nightmare video, actually, the last one he just released, features a whole lot of my alliance mates dying at the hands of the sweet lasers.
I'll have to check that out. I think I saw something about that on YouTube. That was posted recently, past couple days.
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I think I reported them in Intel. I was like, why is there a solo Nightmare on this sacked gate? I'm so confused.
Just hanging out, Alright, but I mean, that's all I've got. That's what I had. I actually was able to think about it beforehand and put some show notes out and have a schedule, and I hit all the topics. Go us.
Yeah, it helps. It's good.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you joining me on this fine Monday evening. I know it's kind of like last minute, some time zone confusion. Time zones.
Any Monday, every Monday.
Yeah, time zones are hard.
Time zones are hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they should simplify that.
Especially those damn AU time zone boys.
That's not even a real time zone. That's just moon time.
Well, yeah, it's so funny. Like, you're sitting there at night, in a room, and you hear some Australian guy. And he's like, "All right, well, time for me to make some breakfast, there, mate." I'm like, breakfast? Wait, what time is it? Is it tomorrow? There, you're in the future.
I had a buddy who used to stream extensively at late West Coast, and he said he got his best viewership at like 3 a.m. local, and it was like all the Brits waking up to have breakfast.
Yeah. Anyway, man, yeah, thanks for coming on, and hopefully, I'll get my shit together and we can do this more often, and hopefully I'm not going to Afghanistan, so we can continue to do it more often.
For sure. Maybe we can even get it in a podcast. Who knows?
Yeah, All right, man. Appreciate your time, and I'll catch you around.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's it for this show, and I'll be cutting the stream.